high school prank gone horribly wrong. A Georgia teen now facing over a decade behind bars after allegedly killing his math teacher. According to reports, 18-year-old Jaden Wallace and four friends were at the teacher's home throwing toilet paper. Jason Hughes then came out but tripped on the wet road because it had been raining and fell. That's when the teen who was allegedly trying to drive away ran Hughes over, killing him. This
What?
all happening just hours after the school district issued a warning to students about pranks that have gone too far in the past. Fox News contributor and criminal defense attorney Josh Ritter joins me now. Josh, a horribly tragic case. The teacher and the student reportedly very close. The teacher knew these pranksters were going to be going to his home. He was actually excited to kind of confront them. This is a tradition at the school. In light of all this, how do you expect prosecutors to approach this case?
Manslaughter. Sounds like manslaughter to me. I mean, no matter if he did it on accident or whatever, that sounds like a manslaughter case to me.
This is an excellent illustration for how difficult it can be for prosecutors to make these types of decisions. Exactly as you pointed out, you have this teacher who lost his life. He's a husband. He's a father. Then you have the young man responsible for his death. Who I think by all accounts, no one is arguing that he had any kind of malicious intent. This was a prank gone incredibly wrong. But the way that the prosecutors are going to look at this and the arguments they're going to make is that the concept of implied malice, that by driving his vehicle recklessly, by taking part in this prank and by driving away, even though it appears as though the teacher tripping may have contributed in some part to that as an accident, his reckless driving will give them that implied malice to arrive at a second-degree murder charge. I will tell you, though, it sounds like a difficult argument that they're going to have to make to jurors in this case.
I think, especially in light of what I'm about to read, the teacher's family says they would support dropping the charges against the students involved, releasing a statement, quote, "Our family wants to thank the Hall County community for the outpouring of prayers and support and the respect for our privacy as we grieve the loss of Jason. We ask that you continue to pray for our family and also for the students involved in the accident, along with their families. Please join us in extending grace and mercy to them as Christ has done for us."
Now, accident, yes, they call it an accident because it sounds like an accident to me. But it is their opinion that they should be giving them grace, mercy. Now, I think a merciful sentence would be manslaughter. Because that's just what reasonably comes to mind. But let me know your thoughts on if you disagree.
How much does a statement like that, Josh, influence the prosecutors?
Oh, heavily.
There you go. I think it will influence them. I mean, they represent the people of their state, and they are supposed to bring charges and prosecute crimes, regardless sometimes of how the victims and the victim's family may feel about it. And that's an uncomfortable position for them to be in. If they feel that a crime has been committed, though, their job is to pursue justice. But this circumstance here, again, even the family is describing it as a horrible accident. How do you get from something that sounds like no one intended for this to happen, and there was even perhaps a contributing factor of the teacher tripping himself, to criminal charges when it's clear that there was no criminal intent on the part of this young man? It's
Am I mistaken, or they cannot? Is manslaughter not considered? You can be charged with manslaughter for an accident.
difficult. I'm hopeful, actually, that maybe these words from the family will affect the prosecutors in this case, and they can find some way of at least a plea bargain, something short of a trial, and sending him to prison for a very long time.
Is that your gut instinct, quickly, because we got to run, but is your gut instinct telling you case gets ultimately dropped or resolved with a very, very low sentence?
Yeah, he's got no criminal record. There's no obvious criminal intent. It looks like an incredible lesson learned, and I'm hoping that they can resolve it short of a trial.
Just an absolute tragedy. Just having some fun. That fun
Yeah.
led to a death.
I can't imagine how the student would be feeling because obviously, of course, he didn't mean to do this. But maybe it's just me, but I would, knowing that I am the reason for someone's death, even because I didn't mean to do it, someone I truly liked. They said he liked his math teacher. I would feel like I deserve to be punished myself. But I might be different than most people. Let's go over into this next video and see what else we can find out.
This morning, a Gainesville, Georgia community is mourning the tragic death of a beloved teacher after a high school prank gone wrong. Police say 5 teenagers went to Jason Hughes' house around 11:30 Friday night to throw toilet paper at his trees. According to the sheriff's office, when Hughes, a math teacher at North Hall High School, came outside, the students, all 18 years old, tried to flee in 2 vehicles. Authorities say Hughes tripped and fell into the roadway, and one of the drivers, Jaden Wallace, ran him over. Police say Wallace and his friends, seen here in mugshots obtained by ABC affiliate WSB, tried to render aid to the teacher, but the 40-year-old later died at the hospital.
He was a great guy, God-fearing man. He would do anything. He'd take the shirt off his back and give it to you.
Wallace is now charged with first-degree vehicular homicide and reckless driving and could serve up to 15 years behind bars. Police have charged all 5 teenagers with criminal trespassing and littering on private property.
That the family wants to make really clear is that they knew these kids, that they loved them, and these kids loved the Hugheses. This was not a malicious act.
The Hughes family telling our team Jason knew these students were coming to his house and was excited to catch them during the prank. His family says this was a tragic accident and they fully support dropping the criminal charges against all the teenagers. Faith Abube, ABC News, Atlanta, Georgia.
Now, should the prosecutors listen to the family? That is a good question. Should the prosecutors listen to the family? Let's go over to one more video.
A Georgia high school teacher has tragically died in a prank gone wrong, with heartbreaking details continuing to emerge about the horrific accident. Late into the night of Friday, March 6, 5 students went to the home of their school's math teacher, Jason Hughes, and covered the front lawn with toilet paper as part of a prank war that had been a school tradition for years. Around 11:40 p.m., the educator stepped out of the home as the students made their getaway by car before he tripped and fell into the road, which was slick from rain, and was accidentally run over. The horrified teens stopped to check on the 40-year-old math teacher and provided first aid until emergency responders arrived and transported him to the hospital, where he died from his injuries. The teen driver, Jaden Wallace, age 18, is facing up to 15 years behind bars after police charged him with vehicular homicide in the teacher's death. Wallace's accused co-pranksters, Elijah Owens, Aiden Hux, Anna Catherine Luque, and Ariana Cruz, all 18, were also arrested outside Hughes' home and charged with criminal trespass and littering. However, Hughes' family believes that charging the students would only be a separate tragedy, rather than justice being served. According to his wife Laura, the family fully supports getting the charges dropped for all involved, so as not to ruin the lives of the students whom her husband loved, she told the New York Times. The grieving widow, who is also a math teacher at North Hall High School, explained the father of 2 wasn't trying to angrily confront the students, but had been excitedly expecting them and was waiting to catch them in the act, she told the outlet. The couple's Gainesville home had been the target of the annual junior-senior prank war at the school in years prior, in which another group of students came to his Gainesville home and covered the front lawn with toilet paper. The house is a clear target for the prank war, given the teachers' homes were worth 2 points, according to last year's rule set, and both Jason and Laura were teachers at the school. Students were said to lose points if they were caught by the teacher, possibly explaining why Hughes was eager to chase after them. One North Hall student told Fox 5 Atlanta that she was in utter disbelief upon hearing of the teacher's death.
This can't be real, there's no way this happened. I just saw him this week, and I went to take a test and I borrowed a Chromebook from his room. There's no way this is happening.
The incident occurred just hours after the Hall County School District called on seniors and juniors to end the prank war tradition, urging students to refrain from participating in any activities that may cause harm or destruction to property. After news of the beloved teacher's death went viral, a fundraiser for the family has more than tripled its $75,000 goal, raising more than $200,000 to help cover expenses and college funds for the Hughes' 2 young boys.
Now, this is a tragic situation. There's a lot of things to think about. Is the situation itself punishment enough for these kids? Is having to go through this situation enough to warrant where they have no charges facing against them? It's I can't answer that. That's the prosecutor's job to try to speak for the victims or try to get justice for the victims. Is justice charging these kids? I think manslaughter would be reasonable. I don't know if they need to go with second-degree homicide or vehicle homicide. Manslaughter seems fitting. But how much time should they serve, or should they serve any time at all? Let's go over into the AI breakdown just to see if we can learn anything else about this tragic event. So let's jump over into it. So we know in a tragic accident on Friday night, March 6, 2026, the math teacher and coach Jason, 40 years old, was killed after being run over by a student's vehicle doing a toilet paper prank. A group of 5 18-year-old students went to Hughes's home to basically throw toilet paper on his trees as a long-standing local tradition. Hughes reportedly knew about the prank and was excited to catch them in the act. As he walked towards the street, he tripped, fell onto the roadway, which was slick from the rain. As the students attempted to drive away 2 separate vehicles, Hughes was struck by a pickup truck driven by Jaden. The student immediately stopped and attempted to provide first aid until emergency responders arrived. See, that is enough for me to be like, okay. If he would have just drove away, or if any of them would have just drove away, charge them with the hardest sentence you can. But that in itself shows that they truly cared about this teacher. He died at the Georgia Medical. So he faces charges of first-degree vehicle homicide, a felony, reckless driving, and criminal trespassing. The other students are facing misdemeanor charges for criminal trespassing and littering. So as we know, the family has publicly stated that they would support dropping the charges. So, where is it at? Yep, support dropping the charges. Let me just read. It is. The world is a very difficult place to understand. Tell me your thoughts, y'all. Do you think that they've been punished enough, the students have been punished enough, and no charges are warranted? Or do you think some kind of charge like manslaughter should be appropriate? Do I think they should get 15 years? No. Or the one kid should get 15 years? No. But I think some punishment needs to be necessary. But you might feel differently, and you might think that we should follow what the family said. Like I said, let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said, y'all.